morning. I'm Katie McGinty with WVVH-TV, and we are here tonight in the Rainbow Room in Manhattan. We are here to celebrate the Lifetime Achievement Awards for Guildhall Academy of the Arts. With Mr. Chuck Close at the Guildhall Academy of the Arts Achievement Awards, and Mr. Close is actually an honoree from the past who's here tonight. What year were you awarded?
I have no idea.
You know, I'm going to take a stroll in the hall and I can check out the posters, which I saw.
It was, God, I don't know, must be 6, 7, 8 years ago now, something like that.
6 or 7, and this has been going on, as I understand it, since 1985.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been every year?
Not since '85, but I've been here maybe 10 times over the years.
And
I always seem to have a friend getting one, so it's a good opportunity to come and celebrate friends who ordinarily you don't think about their contribution as much as you probably should.
Absolutely. Celebrate art and friends. Do you know the honorees this evening?
Mm-hmm. And, old friend of John Chamberlain, so I painted him a few times. Paul Goldberger is a friend. We've known each other for a long time. I worked with his wife on stem cell research. And let's see, who's the third honoree this year?
Mercedes Ruehl.
Oh, yeah, Mercedes Ruehl. Yeah, terrific, yeah. Great actress. Fun. A good roster this year, I think.
Absolutely. It looks like it's always a good lineup. I'm looking forward to.
You think that you're going to, in a limited area, right? It's one little end of an island. Going to run out of people to give this thing to, 3 a year. How many years can you keep doing it? But it is amazing, the depth of talent out there, and the fact that, you think that you'd be scraping the bottom of the barrel by now, and in fact, these are all extraordinarily talented, gifted people, and, deserved to get it years ago probably. So it's kind of amazing. What a funny place we live in out there.
I know, it speaks to sort of the unique and beautiful community that it is, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Sure.
We are here at the Guildhall Lifetime Achievement Awards at the Rainbow Room in Manhattan, and I am here with...
I have to look and see.
He's not sure, and he's a resident of the East End?
Oh, since 1958.
Since 1958, and
I went out there once, and I lived in Larry Rivers' house when I first went out there. And I discovered things about my sculpture out there that I didn't discover anywhere else. And I ended up living on boats out there, and now I live on Shelter Island with my beautiful wife and family.
You do, and I understand you've showed at Guildhall quite a few times, and you're actually being honored this evening.
Actually, I've driven past more than I've been in.
And tell me a little bit about your work.
You can't talk about my work in little bits.
You know what? You're right, because it's a great, vast, extraordinary amount.
That's close.
Do you have a favorite piece or overarching theme that you put into your artwork?
No, I like everything I've ever done. Otherwise, it had never got done.
And you're amongst great company who are also being honored tonight.
Who's that?
Mercedes Ruehl, Paul Goldberger, and this is Mr. John Chamberlain.
Right. I just remembered.
I had to remind him. Well, we're happy to have you here tonight.
Yeah, very glad to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. with Ruth Appelhoff at the Achievement Awards for Guildhall. She is the director of Guildhall and is going to tell us a little bit about this event and all the work she's done to put it together.
Well, thank you, Katie. Yes, it is a very exciting evening for Guildhall. We have had these evenings for 22 years, and we're very, very proud to bring all of the artists and actors and writers and all the people in the arts together for this special evening. The Academy of the Arts, the Guildhall Academy of the Arts, has over 200 members, and those folks then vote on the 3 people that they think should receive the Lifetime Achievement Award. And this year we have as the visual artist, John Chamberlain. The theater person is Mercedes Ruehl, and the literary artist is Paul Goldberger. And a special award is going to Furman for his work in philanthropy and helping Guildhall and all of the wonderful art communities to actually prosper. So Roy is the 4th award.
And we're surrounded by former winners in this hallway. We were commenting on how remarkable it is, how much talent is focused really out on the east end of Long Island.
I know, when you think about it, the truly great people in the arts have somehow touched down on the east end of Long Island, and of course they add so much to Guildhall and the vibrancy of our programming. But all of these people not only have accepted the award, but have also performed on our stage or been part of an art exhibition, or in some way they have helped to foster Guildhall. And we thank them all every year, and of course they're here, many of them tonight.
Well, that's fantastic. I didn't realize every honoree had also performed or displayed their work at Guildhall. That's fabulous.
In fact, 2 years ago we had an exhibition of all the artists that are in the Academy, and it was quite a successful venture. Many of them came to the opening, and we're very, very proud and excited about the wonderful talent that we have out in East Hampton.
Great. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. I enjoyed it. Thank you very much for coming.
Here with a board member who is Pam
Panzer.
and
Ed Panzer.
and they're going to tell me a little bit about Guildhall and this event and what it's all about.
This is a wonderful event. It's an annual event, and the only one that we hold in New York City. The rest of the events are held out in East Hampton. And it's a great Lifetime Achievement Award dinner, which is usually wonderful. I've never been to one that I didn't like. And we honor many wonderful people that live out in the Hamptons. And that's the whole idea of it. And it's been a wonderful event, and tonight is going to be terrific.
And what is the criteria for becoming an honoree this evening? How are they picked?
They're picked. There is a committee that picks them, an academy committee, and they're pretty strict about it. And they pick really the highest caliber people in each field. We're honoring 4 tonight, so that's great. Yeah.
Fantastic. And have you come every year?
Yes, we have. Absolutely. It's an extraordinary organization, and the wonderful thing about Guildhall is it's really the only venue for people who are from a creative environment, whether it's artists or writers or architects or people with other talents, theater and what have you, have an opportunity to both perform as well as to be recognized for their talent. So it's a great organization.
Yes, I'm always amazed at the variety of the programming there, and I'm not sure who's responsible for choosing it, but you're doing a nice job.
Thank you. And we're renovating the theater, so it's going to be even better.
Yes, and have the galleries been renovated already, and now the stage is underway? Well, I look forward to seeing a show there soon.
Thank you so much.
Here with
Renee Steinberg.
And
Jill Steinberg.
is this your first time at this event?
No, it's not. We've been here every year.
You've been here every year, and are you friends with a former honoree, or?
Actually, my husband is on the board of Guildhall, and I've done the ad journal for 2 years.
Oh,
This is
fantastic.
my second year. And Jill is my daughter-in-law and getting married to my son on Saturday.
Oh my! Well,
And it's my
congratulations!
son's 30th birthday this
Congratulations to you, and happy birthday! So we have a lot to celebrate
Yes.
this evening.
Yes.
And what better place to do it than here in the Rainbow Room in New York, right?
Uh-huh, yes, for sure.
Well, the board at Guildhall does a lot of amazing things. I understand there's a renovation project
Yes.
underway.
And we're in dire need of a new stage. We want to bring dance out to the Hamptons, and at the moment we really need to, make the stage better in order to get great people out there to perform. So that's our goal.
Dance, I hadn't thought that sort of has been missing from the program.
Right.
Because they do so many wonderful things.
Right, but at the moment that's one of the areas that I personally would love to see improved.
Great, thank you.
Thank
And
you.
again, congratulations. Here at the Guildhall Academy of the Arts Lifetime Achievement Awards with Sheila Robbins and George Schwab. Now, what does Guildhall mean to you, Sheila?
Well, it's the center of the cultural activities we have. I've lived in East Hampton for 35 years and been a member of Guildhall that amount of time. We have wonderful leadership and terrific committees that bring us interesting things during the summer and also things for young people. And since I'm there all year, I have the pleasure of seeing some of the things during the winter season as well as the summer season. So it's one of my favorite places.
Well, I share Sheila's sentiments about Guildhall. I find it very interesting, culturally speaking, the exhibitions, the plays put on, etc. I think you're doing a very great job. Guildhall is doing a very great job for the community and beyond.
I agree. Are you a resident of the East End as well?
To an extent,
Part-time.
part-time.
That's great. We can go out for all the great exhibitions whenever
Yes,
you'd like, right?
Winter and summer.
And do you work predominantly on the theater, on the art, or are you affiliated with it all?
No, I'm not in a specific role as far as the committees at Guildhall. I have in the past helped out in various ways. But I'm part of the community. I'm a member of the Ladies Village Improvement Society, and so it's my heart is there. I like supporting it as well. Thank you.
A supporter. You are the heart of Guildhall. That's what makes it tick. Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Here with
Alan and Susan Patrickoff.
Alan and Susan Patrickoff, members of the board at Guildhall,
No, we're just
Past board member.
That's right.
Yeah.
and supporters, because
And
you're here
supported
tonight.
For a long time, yes, absolutely. For Guildhall and Roy Furman, who's done such a wonderful job. It's been great.
It seems like an amazing event, and Guildhall is just such a wonderful place. Do you have any favorite memories of Guildhall?
Oh, what are our
Willie
Guildhalls
Nelson.
and Willie Nelson?
Willie Nelson.
It was so great.
It was whoever it was
Billy
perfect.
Joel.
Billy
That
Joel.
was.
Oh, that's
Did
right.
you go to the
That was a great
questions and
night, yeah.
answers and lots of
That was
music?
the best night at Guildhall.
Yeah.
It was a master class.
The energy in that little theater, right?
there?
I was there, believe it or not. What are
One
the
of the
chances?
great nights
was
we've spent in
great.
any theater. That was really.
But I remember years and years ago with plays that we had there that were really terrific. It's been wonderful. I love that little theater. It's great.
Me too. I'm looking forward to seeing the renovated stage and see.
I've tried to
Yeah,
get Ruth to
just-
do more of those master classes. It would be a great addition. As
Really?
a regular event throughout the season.
I think that there'd be a lot of support for that.
It would be great.
Well, thank you very much. Have a nice night. We are here with Mr. Roy Furman at the Guildhall Achievement Awards, and he's actually receiving an award tonight for leadership and philanthropic achievement.
Wow, you did well with that. Good.
It was kind of a tongue twister,
Good,
but
good.
what is an event like this without a leader? And you've done a remarkable job.
Oh, thank you, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here, and I am also president of the Academy of the Arts, which we celebrate this evening. So it is exciting on two scores. One, that we can honor Guildhall with the Academy and all these great artists who are part of our community. And second of all, that they singled me out because they selected me to receive this award, which makes me very, very honored.
And it seems the Academy of the Arts is growing and expanding each year. Did it begin as a much smaller organization?
Yes, it began years ago with a very small group of people who were interested in the arts and who felt we should in some way involve the artists in the community. And there were only a handful of them who began it, but since then it's expanded greatly. And as the Hamptons have become a haven for many people in the performing arts, visual and performing and creative writing, we've just kept adding to the community. So it's very, very nice. We have a large group of people, and we never seem to run out of candidates to honor each year, which is a great illustration of the richness of the talent that is in the Hamptons.
Absolutely. Maybe it's the water, the views, whatever's out there.
It's the air. Well, it's a feeling. It's a beautiful area. Despite a lot of overbuilding, it remains a gorgeous area that is rich in heritage. It's got the beaches. It's got the sun. It's got the light. It certainly attracts artists, and you can be very private if you want to be in the Hamptons, and you can be very public if you'd like to be, and I think artists respect that.
I think so too, and I feel like I can say thank you for everyone for supporting the arts out there, and you should be proud of your award.
I'm proud of my award, and I'm more proud of what Guildhall is able to accomplish, so that pleases me more.
Great.
But thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Michael Lynn.
And?
Nina Lynn.
And are you at this event every year?
Every year, yes. We're very involved with Guildhall, and we're friends of the honorees, many of them tonight, and we're very excited to be here.
Fantastic. Well, it's an impressive night of honorees.
Great group of people.
Are you on the board at Guildhall or just supporters?
Yes, I'm on the board. I also chair the museum committee, and we've been very involved for many years.
It's such a wonderful place.
It is. It's fantastic.
What's going on right now at Guildhall? Anything that we should be checking out?
Yeah, there's actually a great show of old photographs that were done in the 30s and 40s in and around East Hampton that are really historic, and many of the people have families that have been living in East Hampton for many generations, and so it's an incredibly nostalgic and beautiful exhibition.
Is this the Fritz Letty exhibition?
Exactly.
Yes, I'm my friend's grandfather, actually.
Is that true? Wow, that's great, but it really is wonderful.
It's beautiful, and it's so authentic.
Yeah, you bet, exactly.
A real chunk of history there.
You got it.
Well, thank you very much.
It's a pleasure. It's great to be here.
Here at the Guildhall Achievement Awards with Mercedes Ruehl, and she is actually an honoree this evening for the performing arts, and has done such amazing work on the Guildhall stage. So, premieres, I understand, too, correct?
Well, two readings that I've done there have gone on to further productions. One was Woman Before Glass about Peggy Guggenheim that went to an off-Broadway production. The other one was Viva la Vida about Frida Kahlo that was then given a full production at the Bay Street Theater in Sag Harbor.
And do you find it amazing to work in such a small theater? It's such a different medium than film.
Well, I began in theater. I suspect I'll end up in theater, and I love it. It's the atmosphere I feel most comfortable in. It's the thing I was born for. I love that little theater at Guildhall. I'm so glad it's going through a renovation, but that the renovation is going to maintain that perfect little jewel box and bring it back to life again. I can't wait.
Well, I love that you've really become a name for Guildhall, and they do so many wonderful things out there, and I think that it's something you should be really proud to be associated with. And I know that they love having you there.
Well, it's sort of like my hometown theater, you know, and I know a lot of other playwrights and actors and directors feel that way about the theater too. It's a great affection. I mean, you have to remember the Hamptons did start as an arts community, as an artist community, and that theater's been there since 1931, and there was a period of time when they were doing 8 plays a summer there. So it's got a great reputation. It's full of the most wonderful ghosts. And believe me, you can feel those ghosts in that theater, you know?
Get a chill, right?
Yeah.
Do you get your inspiration from the Hamptons views and the scenery? Do you feel it's an
Well,
artistic...
I've loved the Hamptons since I first saw the Hamptons in the 70s, you know, and I've had a house out here for about 17 years now. I rented first and then eventually bought a little beach house, and now I live in the Hamptons full time. And there's something, yes, about the sea and the light. My partner is a painter, and I know he loves it out there, but I've always been a sea person. I think the world divides itself into mountain people and sea people, and I'm a sea person.
I am a sea person myself. Well, thank you very much.
Nice talking to you.
Here with Mr. Paul Goldberger, who is actually receiving an achievement award this evening from Guildhall for his work in the literary arts. I understand that all the honorees have done some work with or at Guildhall. What is your affiliation with Guildhall?
My connection to Guildhall?
Yes, your
Well,
connection.
I was on the board for a long time, some years ago, and I've also always been a great fan of everything they do. As somebody whose world is in the world of design and architecture and art, you can't be in those worlds in East Hampton without having a connection to Guildhall and being involved with it. And also Guildhall is one of the very few things left in East Hampton that has stayed pretty much the way it always has been. And as East Hampton changes too radically, Guildhall stays as people want it to be, which I think is great.
It's true. It sort of remains the cultural center of East Hampton as everything else changes.
And with the same feeling. Even as it's grown some, it still has the same feeling, and it's a kind of bastion, you know, against too much change. So it's great, I think. I was just thinking before that, but I was going to say tonight that you know, there's really only a handful of things in East Hampton that have remained the same, and Guildhall is one of them, and so we treasure it for that.
Right. No, that's true. And they said this, you might be interested in this, that the theater is being renovated and they're going to keep it with that same old charm that we all are used to, correct?
Exactly. The theater is being updated and improved and cleaned up, but it will look and feel like a better version of itself. Sort of like what they did here at the Rainbow Room many years ago, when it had grown a little old and tired and run down and needed updated equipment and everything else. And so they did it, but in fact it was done as a more perfect version of the original, not as something completely different. And that's the goal at the John Drew Theater also, which is wonderful.
I look forward to seeing it. And congratulations on your award and your work, your really impressive work.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
We're here at the dining room at the Rainbow Room here in Manhattan. The award ceremony is about to begin. We're about to have dinner, and the Emcee Marshall Brickman is about to take the stage and tell us a little bit about the honoree. We're here with Marshall Brickman, who is actually the MC of the evening. What's on the program?
Lots of laughter and no fruit, I hope.
I didn't see any being passed around in the cocktail hour, so far so good.
I hope this crowd looks a little stiff. What do you think?
I think you can warm them up. I have faith in you.
I don't know, I hope so. And I was trying to memorize, but I think I'm just going to read.
Do you want to practice try out any jokes on us?
No, it's better to be fresh and crash, you know. Anyway, so that's what's on the program. 4 awards and the rubber chicken, as usual, right?
Tell me a little bit about Guildhall and your connection to Guildhall.
My connection is somewhat severed. Nina and I and our kids, we had a house in Montauk, which I guess is on the fringe of the Hamptons.
The end.
The blue-collar Hampton. And we had a second home there until we had a beautiful Stanford White House on the cliffs at Montauk, and we sold it 2 years ago because Chubb, our insurer, told us that if the 17th Street levee in New Orleans would give away for the second time, that our house was vulnerable. So they raised our insurance premium to $5,000 a minute. so we sold.
And that was it.
Yes, I made that up.
But until you sold, you were frequenting Guildhall, I guess.
Yes, yes. Guildhall is a wonderful place if you like culture. You know, if that's your thing. I happen to like lying face down on the beach, but I have gone to Guildhall.
So Montauk's the place for you.
Yes, and surfing, of course. It's the surfing capital of the East Coast.
That it is. Montauk, the end.
Anyway, it's overdone now. You can't find parking space east of Babylon anymore.
Well, I look forward to the evening.
Well, you say that now, but I'll see you after.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm glad I'm an artist.
To be described as indispensable and get a lifetime award all at the same time is a little terrifying.
Thank you. It's always been a pleasure, a great pleasure, a delight to perform at the John Drew. I'm sure you will understand, however, if I refer to this award as a halftime rather than a lifetime achievement award.
I'm particularly pleased to accept this special award for leadership and philanthropic endeavors because of the legacy of the recipients who have received this in the past.
Like all great art, great theater can inspire, confront, and subvert. It can make you decide to change your life right there in the middle of the second act. It gives sanctuary to our profoundest truths and our noblest yearnings when the traditional protectors of these things, governments say, or religions, have gone astray. Like all great art, it must be treasured and protected. On the East End, the John Drew served this great purpose from its inception in 1931. Sometimes producing as many as 8 plays in one summer. Some great, some not so great, some headed to Manhattan, some headed for obscurity. But all nourishing, as T.S. Eliot says, the life of significant soil. Generations of producers, directors, playwrights, and actors who have made the Hamptons their home have affectionately regarded the John Drew as their hometown theater.
Hi, we're here tonight with Rebecca Cooper, who is one of the chair people on the benefit committee at Guildhall. And we are here at the dinner at the Lifetime Achievement Awards for the Academy of the Arts. Have you been working hard on this event, Rebecca?
Really, really hard, but you know, Guildhall is so popular that it's hard to keep people away.
You can really see the support here when they were giving the opening speeches. The crowd is just so into Guildhall, and it's a lot, you know, it's because of the work you do.
It's jumped light years ahead of its time. I mean, with Chuck Close here and Arnie Glimsher from Pace Gallery, it's entered a whole new era.
Is there any upcoming exhibitions that we should be looking for?
Well, I think the member show is really important because it's not only members, but it's people who are friends of members, relatives of members, anybody who really has a talent in the visual arts. Everybody's been invited to participate, and that takes it into a whole new level.
And when does this take place? What's the timeline on that?
It's just opening now.
Oh, great. Fantastic. So everyone who's here tonight, we can plug it and they can go check it out, right?
Totally.
Sounds great. Well, this is a great event.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.